Welcome to The Lion Within Us, a podcast serving Christian men who are hungry to be the leaders God intends you to be. I'm your host, Chris Granger. Let's jump in. All right, guys, fun Friday time. I'm excited to have you here. So let's get right into the word, okay? So book of 1 Corinthians is where we're at this week. 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 58. It says, "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that your toil is not in vain in the Lord." So, guys, go back and listen to the spiritual kickoff if you get a chance. Would love to get your feedback and your insight on that, because this week we're talking about work. We spent a lot of time talking about work. What does that look like? Why does your work matter? And then remember that the toil that you're doing each and every day, it's not in vain. It's not. And to double down on that, we brought in Jordan Rayner, who talked about the sacredness of that secular work. And what does that look like? And how do your job matters for eternity right now? Right now. You don't have to wait for eternity to do that work. You can do that work right now, because the work you're doing does matter. And Jordan, he unpacks some just amazing truths that I really want you guys to go back, listen, spend some time, go back through the book. If you haven't got the book yet, go check the book out, because I'm telling you, he gives you a lot of practical insight that you can simplify and apply to your walk right now. Okay, so really enjoyed that conversation with Jordan. Hopefully you did as well. He's an energetic guy, that's for sure. So enjoyed it, and prayerfully, that's something you guys got a lot of value out of. Okay, so now let's get into our Fun Friday. So our Fun Friday episode, for our new listeners, we always give some tips of the week: a health, wealth, and a self tip. A health being mind and body, wealth being careers and finances, self being better husbands and dads. We always give you a book of the week, because we want to help to give you some encouraging things to read, and then we want to give you some dad jokes. Okay, that's really what we try to do on Fun Fridays, just to wrap everything together, see how we can simplify and apply some of the things we learned this week and move forward. Okay. So our health tip this week, I want you to think about this: train with some work colleagues, because it's a great way to connect with others you work with. And it can be a safe place inside a gym or on a track or wherever you guys may be doing it, to build stronger relationships. And this could be stronger relationships than anything you could ever do inside some conference room. I'm telling you guys connect shoulder to shoulder, sweating. They just do. Be open, be transparent, be willing to do the workouts that they enjoy too, right? It's not just about stuff that you do. So maybe you're a runner and they're not, and they like swimming. Well, guess what, buddy? Maybe you need to get you a swimsuit, right? Remove the excuses, right? Get a standing time to work out with a coworker on your calendar. And maybe it's just once a week. And it could start off simple. Maybe you just want to do a walk at lunchtime. That's fine. But be intentional about this, particularly as Christian men, because if you do this, if you actually put this in place, you're going to put yourself in a great opportunity for your relationship to actually grow at work. And you never know how the Holy Spirit's going to use that. So you look for those opportunities at work. Train with those colleagues. Okay, now, wealth tip. Jordan talked about this one. I had already wrote this tip down, but I think it's so good to double down on again, just to make sure you guys hadn't missed it. But surface, serious, spiritual. Surface, serious, spiritual. It's a great framework. It's a great framework, because we can keep so many things from a work standpoint, surface level. And as a Christian leader, you got to start learning to engage in ways that open up to more serious conversations. And if you can do that and get to that more serious conversation, then you got to trust the Holy Spirit's guiding to seek ways to now bring that conversation full circle to the ultimate climax, which is spiritual discussions. Okay. Now you have to trust this process, and you have to make sure you're being obedient to the Holy Spirit. But the gospel tract, just laying those around people's desk while they can work, I totally believe they can. It may not be the best approach. Try this one. Connect with people before you can ever really truly share the gospel. It's all about relationships. God is a relational being. He wants us to have a relationship with him, right? Jesus, love others. Well, that means having a relationship with them. Surface, serious, spiritual. Well, let that guide your thinking. Jordan has a Google Doc he keeps on his phone. Whatever works for you. Maybe if it's just like one or two guys that you're trying to really work on, just have those prompts, whatever way you need to have those prompts, and use them effectively to not just try to win them over, but to try to truly serve them and to learn about them and to have true empathy. Okay. All right. Now, self-tip. We need to take more time to remind our spouses that they are in the kingdom industry as well. Seriously. We have to remind our spouses that they're in the kingdom industry. As sons and daughters of the King, we got to have those constant reminders that the work we do is significant. And your spouse needs to hear it. If she's a stay-at-home mother, she needs daily praise. If she's a C-level executive, if she's management, if she's in production, if she's in operations, she's in customer service or sales, it doesn't matter the type of role itself. She needs to hear from you, how her actions, she is serving her family in the ways that God has designed and that you're proud of her, right? So many times our jobs can be very thankless. They just can. But it's our duty as the leaders of the home to recognize and encourage consistently. This is not something that you can outsource. Right? It's great that your kids, call mom and say these wonderful things. She needs to hear it from you. She needs to hear it from you. And you have to be able to do this on a consistent basis. It can't be fake. It needs to be genuine. You need to truly recognize the work that she does and how it matters and let her know. Got it? All right, there are your 3 tips, guys. Not big tips this week, but I'm telling you, these tips are very impactful. Health, wealth, self. So that train with work colleagues. Do you have that one person in your mind right now that you can start training with? All right, go ahead, send them an email, send them a text message, or better yet, talk to them. Pick up the phone and call them. Line up, hey, I'd really like to start working out with you. What do you think about going every Tuesday? And just go from there. That wealth tip, surface, serious, spiritual. And start framing up those ideas of what you need to do to move that ball down the field, right? Hey, this is strategic, but we know the evil one's strategic as well. So we better not just try to fly this plane in the air. Let's put some thought, some intentionality behind it so we can do the best we can at serving God. And then self-tip, remind that spouse consistently that the work they're doing matters. They need to hear it. They need to hear it from you. Okay? Now, the book of the week this week, no surprise here. Here's the advanced reading copy, guys. So your copy may look different if you get it, but it's the sacredness of secular work. 4 ways your job matters for eternity, even when you're not sharing the gospel. So Jordan did a phenomenal job with this one. I've really enjoyed reading it myself. Hopefully you guys get a chance to listen, to take a chance and read it. It's not very long. Let's see. It's about 150 pages. That's with the acknowledgement. So yeah, 151 pages exactly with the epilogue. So you guys get a chance. You can probably read this one. I read this one in a 1 or 2 sittings. But it has a lot of good inputs. And also what I really like the most about this, and she touched about it for a little bit, was the workbook that comes with it. The workbook is free. Links are inside the book to get that, okay? All right, so guys, check that out. So now let's check out our dad jokes this week. We've got 2 dad jokes. My wife and I started arguing who gets to use the microwave first. Then things started to heat up. So there you go, guys. Number 1, my wife and I started arguing who gets to use the microwave first. Then things started to heat up. Number 2, womb is pronounced womb. So that's W-O-M-B, right? Tomb is pronounced tomb. So that's T-O-M-B. So it's only fair that bomb should go boom. I mean, come on, let's just be practical about this. So let me know which one works for you fellas. My wife and I started arguing who gets to use the microwave first. Then things started to heat up. Womb is pronounced womb. Tomb is pronounced tomb. It's only fair that bomb should go boom. So there you go, fellas. I even messed that one up. I got so far ahead of myself. But let me know which one you like best. Number 1, number 2, dad jokes count. I even had my buddy JD from Uncovering Intimacy said a few weeks ago that our dad jokes for that week were terrible. I'm like, JD, that's kind of the point, bro. But anyway, so let me know what you think about the dad jokes. We'll love to get your feedback and your insight on them. If you have a dad joke, send it in, support@thelinewithin.us. If we use it on the show, I'll give you a shout out and we'll definitely get you a free gift just for submitting a dad joke to us, okay? All right, so the question this week I want you to be thinking about is how can secular work be sacred? We really spent a lot of time unpacking that this week. I'm hoping you have a better insight and understanding of how that work matters now, particularly the work that you're doing. And I don't know what that work is. Maybe you're working for FedEx. Maybe you work for the post office. Whatever it is, your work matters. Do it with excellence. Do it with the resolve to understand that, God has called me to do this, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. Try to be the best in your career, in your work, in your path. I'm telling you, if you do that the way Jordan spoke of, it's going to give you wonderful opportunities to spread the love of the gospel to others through the work that you do. Okay? So again, head on over to thelionwithin.us for all our resources. You can connect with us there. You can go over to our website. You have all our ways for our YouVersion devotions that we wrote, that we put out on a consistent basis on the YouVersion Bible app. Number one Bible app in the world, by the way. You probably already have it on your phone. You just don't realize it. So go check it. If it says the Bible, boom, just open it up, search for The Lion Within Us. You'll find this right there. Okay. So just go check that out. I think at this point, it's no telling how many, by the time this releases, how many we'll have out there. We could be getting close to 20. Who knows? But I just know one thing. I love writing these devotions. I feel like this is helping Christian men and women. We got a lot of women who are using these devotionals. So I'm encouraged by the numbers. I'm encouraged by the feedback. Would love to get your feedback directly on if one of these devotionals encouraged you or gave you some insight that you hadn't thought of before. Okay. So again, check that stuff out, fellas. Join our community. Just I'm going to be straight up with you. Just join our community. Don't waste any longer. Join the community. Or if you have questions on our Summit Leadership Development, send me an email, fill out the application online. We'd love to talk to you about that. Okay. All right, guys, we'll get after it. Have a great day. Loved hanging out with y'all this week. Hopefully this has encouraged you, give you some insight around things you'd be doing for your work that can have a different outlook, and maybe it would just give you some hope moving into the future. Okay. So have a great day. Get after it. Thank you so much. And remember, keep unleashing the lion within. I find it helps me to have a guide at times when I'm reading and studying the Bible. One way that helps me is by using devotionals to guide not only what I read, but insights into the scriptures themselves. So we were blessed to become an author on the YouVersion Bible app, and we saw an immediate opportunity to help others with devotionals around the areas that we spend the most time talking about at The Lion Within Us. So if you enjoy the show, you may enjoy these devos as well. We have some guys that are using them as part of their small groups, as well as they're a great way to get conversations going. So to see the ones that we've created, head over to thelionwithin.us/YouVersion, and that's YOUVERSION to learn more. So that's thelionwithin.us/YouVersion to get started with your own men's devotional today.